When it comes to horror games, some games just don't age well. Horror games can be really hard to pull off. Making a game to scare someone who is in their 20s or 30s can be really hard since most of them are online. You have to find a fine balance or else your game can be chopped up just being a walking sim or a jump scare simulator. I sometimes wonder why scalpers have rights. And many games that do it right have such big fan bases and such good praise like Shipwreck 64, Bonito Pet, and Mouthwashing. But I'm not here to talk about these games. I want to go back in the 2017 era of horror games. We had so many bangers that were released in 2017. Doki Doki Literature Club, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Little Nightmares, Simulacra, and Hell Neighbor. These were the top of the top horror games of this era, and YouTubers made sure these games were known. But there is one that I didn't mention that came out in this golden renaissance. Duck Season. Now, many of you probably don't know what Duck Season is since you grew up on TikTok, and if you do, you probably watched Queso playing the game and forgot about it 4 hours later.
Why do I shout? Bro, your name is Kevin!
Duck Season is a VR horror game based on the NES game
Duck Hunt.
It's basically when you make a creepypasta good and not about some white guy whose brother died. It first started as a VR game released on September 14, 2017, but then it got a PC version of the game on June 17, 2019, which got more stuff added to the game. So I'll be using this version of the game because of that. The game was developed and published by Stress Level Zero, who has made games such as Hoover Junkers, where you fight other people for scrap and loot with your firearms, and Boneworks, wherein that is basically a tech demo for VR. Now, if you've been on this channel for a good while or watched my replay of the game on the channel, then you would know that I watched Corey Kenshin play this game back in the day. And let's just say that this game kind of scared me when I was little, having nightmares about the dog trying to kill me or just stalking me in my sleep. So let me tell you why Duck Season is the best and most prominent VR horror game ever to exist, and is most likely the most influential Steam game to be released. When booting up the game, we see this big CRT TV with very underwhelming options, practice, and new game. Practice is where you can hone in on your shotgun aiming skills, and new game is pretty self-explanatory. When clicking on new game, we get to choose our difficulty, and I'm just gonna say, just choose hard for your first run because normal is easy for difficulty and hard really isn't hard. And then just play the game on easy for your other runs. We get a little stage play of how our main character named David
Mom?
Help me carry in these groceries.
Oh, you got Duck Season!
1 day rental, so make the most of it.
Oh, I will!
just straight up looks like the Gazoo Kid from 1889. He's waiting for his mom to get home, and when she does, she brings him home a rented copy of Duck Season, and hence is how the game begins. When loading in, we are greeted to our beautiful living room. This is basically our hub for the game, and there's a lot of things to do here, like a tutorial for us to watch.
Instructional VHS tape one.
Hey hunters, it's duck season, so that means we got a lot of first-time hunters out there. I'm gonna teach you how to use your shotgun today. All our shotguns come preloaded, so to start shooting, all you gotta do is aim it and pull the trigger. Now to keep shooting, all you gotta do is place your hand on the pump of the shotgun and rack that baby. Now you got another round in the chamber and you're ready to shoot. Just like that. Now, reloading your shotgun is easy. All you gotta do is put your hand out, summon a shell from your box, and put that baby into the chamber underneath the shotgun. Pump it one more time, and you're ready to go again. Now, professional hunters, they like to keep their shotgun topped off. So each time you fire off a round and you have a second, you know, put a baby in there. Keep yourself prepared for the amount of ducks that'll be flying at you. They'll be coming from everywhere. From the left, from the right. They're everywhere, man. So I hope you guys learned something. And remember, the first rule of gun safety is have fun. Because remember, it's duck season.
But most of the stuff you can interact with is locked away for now. So for now, we should just be focused on the game our mother rented for us. We are transported when shooting the play level 1 button to a beautiful field with a sunrise and are greeted by the mascot of the game, Dog.
What kind of name is that anyhow, huh? Dog. What is that, like 5 O's or 2 U's?
No, it's actually 1 U.
Yeah, bullshit.
And he's just a little goober dancing around having a good old time. Every time we shoot the dog, he always wags his finger saying, "No, no, no, don't touch me, freaky style." But we don't care. We had to put down the dog. When in the actual duck season game, it's just really simple. Just shoot the ducks when they fly by. So nothing to really talk about it for now. One thing I like to mention is that looking behind you, you can see yourself and the living room all behind you, which is a cool way of showing the inner workings of the video game. You can see set lights, the tube that spits out the ducks that you killed, and an exit door so you can leave the game. All this kind of reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph, where all the video game characters inhabiting their video games treat their roles as a job or an act, just like duck season. When getting back to our living room, the TV starts playing an ad for the game Duck Season.
Yeah! Duck season! I don't know about this. Awesome! Yeah! Duck season!
It just gets me how the dog just weight rooms the mom every single time the commercial plays and giving kids guns. One thing I really don't like about the commercial is how it ends with the dog just shooting the camera and the silence it has with the game just appearing from the darkness. Not good stuff, man. Now that we've beaten level 1, we could finally start messing with things such as Triple Tiger, a fun rock, paper, scissors game that really gets creative with it. Give it an A. Very fun. Next is Sinatra. It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up with Frank Sinatra as the main thing for some reason. Game is kind of bland. Once you play it, there's no reason to go back to play it, and for some reason the dog is here in this game. He insta-kills you when he runs you over. B-, not much to say here. Battle Bros. Now, before I say anything about this game, D-. I hate this game. This game has the most annoying theme that just seems like it was one of those bland FL Studio samples. Sometimes I'll shoot to jump, and when doing so, the game will flash to tell me that I did in fact shoot the screen, but the character won't fucking jump. Fuck your game. You also have some new VHS tapes to watch, but
No, stop moving! Let me go! Let me go!
I wouldn't recommend it. With nothing else to talk about, we'll just hop back into the game and do level 2. When hopping in, you can catch the dog smoking by the looks of things, and when he's caught in the act, he quickly puts out the cigarette. Now this is weird on a whole different level. You can interpret this as an 80s developers just putting in some cheeky adult humor in their kids game. But the way the dog goes about it seems like he just got caught breaking character. And the fact that it looks more like a man in a mascot costume rather than an anthropomorphic dog being the mascot is just a questionable design choice on the developer's part. But we have no time for that. We only have today to beat this game. After being level 2, we unlock 2 more games to play. The first one is Pizza Boy. It's basically a different version of Paperboy with a lot more red. Just deliver the pizzas before you get to the end of the level. B-, really a one and done type of game. And the second one is Hoover Junkers, the game that Stress Level 0 made. It's an on-rail shooter game where you have to make it to the end. Really fun game. Makes you be quick with your reaction time and shooting. A, but watching VHS tapes and playing video games are the only things we can do. We could also read magazines that are all over the living room with some very interesting looking ones to look at, like this one that reads,
"Hey kids, want the secret of our reality? Want to see beyond the veil? Want to communicate with 4-dimensional gods? Who knew more? Who could be on the other side? Who knew more? Steal money from your parents today and buy voodoo board.
Only $29.99 USD.
Warning, this product is legitimate and will for certain summon what most would consider demons.
It's pretty weird to me that the FTC didn't proofread this ad so kids don't actually go and do this, but hey, it was the 80s. But we have no time for that, we have a game to play! Loading in for the third level in the game, the music changes for some reason. That's because we get to do some challenges! We have 4 different challenges for the game to pick for us. We have challenge, shoot some ducks before others escape. Time trial, shoot 5 ducks before a 15-second timer runs out. Fat duck, a big duck will spawn and it will break down to smaller and faster ducks to shoot. And finally, duck sanity, shoot 20 ducks before 10 get by you. All these games were added here in the PC build of the game to keep the duck hunt part of the game fresh and tasty. Which I really like that they did that, but when trying to get through the game on different playthroughs to get new endings, it gets annoying pretty soon since the limit is 2 for when the game is put on easy. When getting out of that breath of fresh air, an ad for a lone wolf toy starts to play. And at first it seems fun and 80s like, and on the side I just want to say that I really love all the effect that went into making these VHS tapes. It makes you really feel like you're just a kid having a blast doing nothing all day but playing video games and watching commercials. But the ad gets very disturbing and uneasy. The people in the ad just start playing with bricks and a red substance starts to leak everywhere. But you might want to get your daily bookworm achievement for the day and read more magazines. And when digging through the ones around you, you can find this one with an ad on it reading,
"Virtual cryptoids are real. You might be the victim of a digital nightmare. If you have a cursed game containing a digital cryptid or VTD,
Virtual transmitted demon.
protect yourself with knowledge. Video game demons must abide by the laws of video game. Use the tools the game gives you to defeat your demon."
I swear it feels like someone who had a lot of extra money just started making these really weird shitposty ads. Level 4 doesn't have anything special, so we can just skip it. But when re-entering the real world, we are in this weird acid trip dream for whatever reason. I have played this game for over 50 hours and still don't know what this is supposed to represent. I just chalked this up as David just eating a banana that was laced. We have to wake up David in order to leave this LSD journey. You can just throw anything at him to wake him up, or just use the blaster to shoot balls at him. When waking him up, you can hear this big splash of water, and when doing so, Mom says this.
Honey, how do you sleep at night?
Okay. One problem I have with this is, why do we only have one knife in the house? Why don't we have one of those deluxe sets of knives to use? Why only one single knife in the whole house? And two, it's pretty weird that our mom would ask us where the knife is when we've just been sitting here this whole time playing nothing but duck season. But you might want to take a break from playing video games and watching VHS tapes and look around all the pictures of the house. You find all sorts of pictures of you and your family, like this one with you, your mom, and your dad outside your house that looks like you actually could have purchased in the 80s with a regular job salary, with the dog inside the house staring from the basement window. And why do we have the duck season commercial framed on our wall? Now that you mention, a lot of things have to do with dogs, like with our dad's baseball team's mascot being a dog prints on our baseball, and the fact that you have a dog bed with a bone as well as some dog food in the kitchen despite the fact we don't see any dog anywhere. What do you mean stop playing the game? When looking around for the pictures, you can find 2 more magazines behind the phone, mostly tailored to our mom judging by the covers. The first one is just about some fuck-ass gin that you can actually look up the website for, but the second one is a lot more interesting to read about.
Good morning, all moms! Is your child summoning and worshipping demons? The hot new trend of voodoo boards going around may seem like harmless child's play, but it's not! Join the coalition of moms against demons. Your child may be corrupted already. Before it's too late, help us outlaw this wicked board game before the demon lies infect the mind of all our children and destroy our involved.
Judging by this ad, kids have actually been stealing money from their parents' wallets and buying this dog-ass Ouija board to the point where parents are having to put this ad on the back of magazines to warn the parents. Jeez, let's just get back to our game. When looking back at our game for level 5, we get our game modes to play through. Every 3 levels, a challenge levels appears for a fresh taste. But it is mostly the same thing over and over when it comes to the duck shooting parts of the game, so for now, we'll just skip these parts for now. When leaving, we unlock 3 more King Bit games. The Lord is smiling upon us. The first one is Desert Boss, and the game is broken. C-. Funny the first time, a bummer the rest of the time. Next is Whaling 1842. All you do is shoot harpoons at whales and have limited ammo. But the game is pretty boring since it's always the same 3 whales every time you play, and the gameplay isn't all that exciting. C. And last is Ghouls. It's just Wild Gunman. It's pretty fun with a somewhat of a story there. B+. You can also find another magazine behind you at the lamp talking about duck hunting lakes, but on the back it reads something interesting.
Win a trip to the Shotgun Factory. Dragon Hunter 12 gauge, perfect for ducks, deers, pheasants, rabbits, zombies, dragons, humans, time demons, dogs, wild boar, goblins, bulls, bees. The best cartridge ever made, the Dragon Hunter 3 cartridge, developed over a decade to provide hunters with the absolute best possible shotgun shell known to mankind. Smokeless powder, wax coat paper, high-speed shot. The Dragon Hunter 3 12 gauge. Win! You can win a trip to the Shotgun Factory. A gold cartridge has been placed into the 5 random boxes of shells shipped out. If you happen to be one of the lucky 5, you are invited to a tour of the Shotgun Factory. Conditions apply. Do not shoot the sun with the golden cartridge.
It's kind of weird that dogs, zombies, humans, bees, and other weird things like that are listed for what the shells are good for shooting at. It just seems like anything could be on these magazines. Like 2 Girls, 1 Cup. And has anyone noticed that the shells being promoted on the magazine are the same shells we use for the shotgun in duck season? But never mind that. It's getting late. We're only on level 6 of duck season. When beating level 6, we get a news broadcast.
Tonight on News Channel 6 at 6 o'clock, the mystery behind the disappearance of several families in the Tri-County area continues to grow. What investigators are now saying about this bizarre case. Plus your 5-day weather forecast and sports. All that at 6.
The news reporter talks about families going missing in the Tri-County area, and it is still growing to this day. That's even crazy to think about, that someone, something, or some group is going to all these families and not even leaving any evidence behind, to the point where detectives or the police don't even have a single lead on the case. Also the fact where he's serious when delivering the news, but switches to happy-go-lucky mode when talking about the sports and other things, like he just didn't say a few seconds ago about families going missing. But before hopping back in the game, you'll notice a lot of the VHS tapes just scattered all over the floor, and you just want to make your mom happy and clean them up. I like it.
Honey, let me know, okay?
Alright, whatever, mom. Fucking bitch. But when cleaning up, you'll notice that one of the tapes is not like the others. The tape has a bloody dog paw print on it with the title, "Some Dogs Go to Hell." Also saying some weird stuff like a terrifying look at the possibilities of virtual reality. Or consult your local priest if you experience any unusual hauntings. But when putting in the tape, it just shows a bunch of static and fuzz noise, but if you look really close, you can barely make out some things. What you can see is the kid, the mom, and the dog from duck season commercial. It's just bizarre that we even have this tape and the picture of the duck season commercial cast as well, just framed up on our wall. But we have too much duck season to play to be thinking about that. After beating some more challenges in the game and returning into the real world, you'll notice all the VHS tapes are lined up like a domino-like structure for some odd reason. Why are we being recorded? The dog is outside the game. And he has our camcorder, using it to record us. I mean, we haven't seen the camcorder since 4 PM when mom asks us where the knife is, and recording us isn't the only thing he did. He left a tape for us titled 12. It shows the dog recording himself kidnapping one of his victims, or we hope so. Just some kid playing Duck Season on the SNES somehow. But it's weird how the dog even got behind the kids, and he was in the door to the kid's room in a position where if someone was peeking in his room, he would have seen it. But I guess the kid is just locked the fuck in, man. I really don't know if I want to keep playing this game anymore, but we have no other choice. When jumping back in the game, we do our usual 3 rounds, but something's off. When beating the 3 rounds, it goes on to a 4th round. So you beat it and it goes on to a 5th round. And it goes on and on and on until we turn around. The dog is standing right behind us and is watching us, not doing anything, but just staring. He doesn't do anything until we fully turn around and look at him. He ducks behind the couch and a loud noise plays, and we get immediately kicked out of the game. When loading back in the living room, the TV starts freaking out, playing the Lone Wolf commercial, but all distorted and disturbing, even more so than before. And after a while of unsettlingness, we start to hear someone talk to us through the TV. After then, the TV asks us where our mom is, and when turning around, the dog killed our mom and is telling us to come face him to finish this once and for all. All those warnings we got from the game and from outside of the game gone to waste, all because I wanted to keep playing the game, and my mother had to suffer punishment. He was literally showing himself more and more when progressing in the game. We need to stop him. When re-entering the game, everything is warped and all red. And worst of all, David is passed the fuck out, Wigga. Like, this dude really just doesn't care about his mom. If the first thing he does when coming to face a dog after seeing his mom dead, I guess me and David have something in common. Oh shit, our mom's dead. Well, Emily, that sucks. Here it is. Dicks! Dicks! For this fight, we cannot let the TV break, and I'm not willing to find out if I do. Once starting the fight, music starts playing called Meaning of Fear, composed by Michael Wyckoff and Jonathan Malarkey. Michael Wyckoff has been working with Stress Level Zero since their first game, while Jonathan Malarkey has only worked on Boneworks. And the music just goes in you. You can feel the fear and the anger of someone who doesn't understand what's happening, but is driven to avenge his mother. During the fight, the dog will appear in and out of the bushes to either throw a fireball or just to taunt you to summon ducks to hit the screen. What I really like about this fight is that you were trained for this very moment. The challenge game mode Duck Sanity and the dog appearing out of the bush to congratulate you for shooting the ducks, just in a twist way for when you mess up, you really messed up. I really recommend you play this on hard because it really gives you a run for your money on your aiming skills and your reload time. After feeding the dog, everything goes quiet. The ground starts to shake.
Get it? Hey, doggy.
The dog has the second phase.
Of course the murder dog has a second phase. Why wouldn't he?
He becomes his big towering being and our regular shotgun isn't gonna cut it. But thank God, the gods are smiling on us because our shotgun becomes into a golden powerhouse.
¡Perro del demonio! ¡Tengo la pistola de Goku, güey!
The dog will start to shoot lasers out of his eyes. And wouldn't you know, that's what you have to shoot to damage him. But you really need to be quick because the dog will drain your TV's health like a motherfucker with those laser eyes. After freeing his second phase, he drowns back into the lake where he arose from. And our vision starts to become all fuzzy and all the noise and the static becomes louder. And we're kicked back to our living room. When coming back, the room is dark and the TV starts playing the duck season ad. But it's only the kid saying duck season, yeah. And the mom saying, I don't know about this, over and over again. Most likely the dog playing this messed up commercial, taunting David by using the line duck season, yeah, to show how naive and blind to the many of the warnings we were shown. And the mother is the voice of reason that we should have. And it makes it worse that the dog uses the mom's voice just to rub salt in the wound since he's the reason our mom's dead. Over time, it gets louder and louder, the static really making its presence known, and the dog walking past the window. I really love how this scene is done because the dog can come from the right with the closet door, on your left with the open screen door, or behind the staircase in front of you. And to this day, I always hate playing this part of the game because of the eerie sounds on the TV, the dog's sound cue for when he walks by the window from behind you in the kitchen, or the window in front of you at the TV, and the cherry on top for when he reveals himself and walks slowly towards you with the knife in hand is just bone chilling.
Alright, we finally get to see how this is like in VR. Ooh, I don't like this at all.
Oh, okay. Okay, no. No.
I hate this so much.
Oh, your mom's still dead. Mom's still dead. It's like I'm playing FNAF right now. I hate this so much.
Why does it say ha ha ha? Why does it say ha ha ha?
Show yourself, coward. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where I don't like.
I'm better with the baseball bat. Give me the baseball bat.
I hear footsteps. I hear footsteps.
Fuck.
Shut up! Shut up! My asshole's climbing up. I swear, if I see this dog, he is getting shot on sight like a minority with a white police officer with the army man mustache cut. You know what I'm talking about? Oh! Oh, okay. You try to stop him with your trusty baseball bat, but the dog has killed us, and we failed to avenge her mother. It shows us the aftermath of what happens. What this ending shows us is that this whole thing, this whole act isn't real. It's an experiment. For what I have no clue, but what I do know is that a dog shoots himself back into the game to continue his murder spree, which I'll have Corey say what I've been thinking.
What? I knew it!
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that the dog resides in the game and how he kills his victims who dare purchase his game, which is pretty smart that he got it to a rental game shop so he can get to more victims faster. And also the fact that the living room was underneath the stage the whole time, which gets me thinking if the mom and David's lives are even real or this is just a retelling of what had happened. But you may have noticed on the words dead ending, it says 1 out of 7 completed. That means we can change our fate for the better. Remember that magazine that talked about virtual cryptoids?
Video game demons must abide by the laws of video game. Use the tools the game gives you to defeat your demon.
and judging on what it's telling is that the dog must abide by his game rules. This means we can use our zapper to harm the dog, since the shotgun in the game was the only thing to harm him, both in his phase 1 and 2. And when going back to try using the zapper gun, it actually shoots electroid pellets. Also, on a side note, you can actually kill a dog with a katana and bat, you just need to time it right. When rematching the dog, this happens. The dog just exploded on me, bro. So when killing the dog, he explodes into these red blocky cubes that are all over the place. Most likely his blood. We then get the canon ending to this game.
Feels like the morning she gave me a kiss. Who would have thought that it ended up like this, just like this?
It's my mom.
Hello, are you there? Hello? Hello?
So I started digging to bury the past, and I got to thinking nothing will last, it won't last. I know they're coming to take me away, so I started running to see a new day. What is my reason and when is my time? Now is the season to leave it behind, all behind, all behind.
So this is what is supposed to happen. Our mom dies and we defeat the monster behind all the disappearances. David tries to call the police but ultimately hangs up on them and just buries his mom's body in the backyard. Horrible job, by the way, and just hits the road. But after really looking at the canon ending really closely for this video, I finally get it. The reason why David doesn't call the police is because who is going to believe him?
Put the phone down!
I have the right to hold the phone. Why can't I hold the phone?
Put the phone down!
Why can't I hold the phone? This is for my safety, sir.
They're going to think he went psycho and killed his mother. That's why he packed up and left. He probably does die anyway from hunger or just gets caught by the police anyways. Either way, no matter how you look at it, it's pretty much a shitty ending as well. No mom, no home, and no help. We need to try again. When going back to the title screen, New Game has been changed to New Game Plus. And when looking back into the game, nothing is new or different until you look to your right. You can see this white book that reads,
Kid Wizard! Go forth, Kid Wizard! Warning, by using this book, you accept the magical consequences.
First looking at this, you may be thinking, what the fuck am I looking at? But if you look closely, you realize that these icons are things that correlate to things in our living room. Like, for example, the doll-looking shadow is our lone wolf action figure, and when touching the two together, you become what Ismael sees every day. While in this mode, you can explore all around the house.
I'm just saying.
Of course, it's not over here.
Mom got a big old booty. All right, let's go.
You can see that most of the house is unfinished, and as well as most of the neighborhood. Now, normally this would be chalked up to be just the devs not seeing a point to model a whole neighborhood that you're not going to explore. But I see this as another detail of showing that this isn't real and is all part of a set. Like what we saw in the Dead ending, since almost all players get the canon ending and unlock the Kid Wizard book, since you can't grab it until you get at least one ending. But when exploring the house when getting to the fridge, you'll notice this paper reading, "Don't believe his lies," with the picture of a sock monkey, the same one we have to the right of us on the shelf. I don't know why it's saying this, but when looking in the room to the left of you, you'll see this message on the wall stating,
"Beware the monkey and cat tricksters. Greater danger awaits you beyond this world. I will contact you again in the next game. Look for my mark."
Whoever this man is, he really doesn't want us trusting this monkey, but as well as someone else. The cat. What throws me off is that he doesn't mention the dog. You'd assume that he would be a danger to us since we've seen him what he has done, but no, it's only the cat and the monkey. Which, now that I think about it, what cat are we even talking about? The only cat-like thing we've seen is the cat clock. But now that I think about it, remember that dream sequence we experienced? There were cat clocks everywhere as well as a big sock monkey. We'll just have to leave this here because all I've learned from this is don't trust monkeys. No way, no way my sister just said mommy. Other than that, everything is the same until...
Tonight on News Channel 6 at 6 o'clock. Police now asking for the public's help in solving the mystery behind the disappearance of several families from the Tri-County area. If you know anything, please pick up your phone and dial 911 immediately. Plus, a look at your 5-day weather forecast and sports. All that and more on News Channel 6 at 6.
The news report changes now. Instead of police being stumped and getting nowhere with the investigation, it's asking for the public's help with the investigation. This didn't happen last time. Things are getting rewritten on how things played out, like with the Kid Wizard book, but that could just be chalked up to an unlockable. But this theory is further pushed when we get this news report. When looking at the ground, you notice a phone on the ground. This phone isn't here on your first playthrough of the game and only comes out when you get at least one ending. And one fact to point out is that the news report actually points at the phone. And you ever notice that you can't actually skip the news report no matter how many times you play the game? It's almost like it's not actually a news report and just a video call being played to us. I mean, it's possible since we know all of this is a set. When picking up the phone and using it, it actually dials 911.
The killer on TV. On the news. He's here. Come quick.
So now we should be safe, but things still play out the same way. The knife going missing, the dog showing himself, even him filming us. We can also call the police here as well, but all of that changes when we get to the last cell before everything goes down. And when loading back to the real world, we get a news report.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a police chase. Officers appear to be closing in on a suspect related to the disappearance of several local families. We're told this person is armed and dangerous. Let's take you overhead now, live to the scene in our Sky 6 helicopter. It appears we have some kind of bipedal animal running through a neighborhood, some kind of a beast. He's rounding about through a home, right through their backyard, turning a corner, and we wonder, oh no, okay. Officers
they just start pumping lead into this dude, man, and they are making sure that this dude is dead, which I would do the same as well.
Although it appears he is no longer a threat, I know we can count on our county's finest to ensure that the suspect is under thoroughly and safely. Okay, we are getting word now that a press conference is right about to start. The chief of police is going to be speaking out about this matter. Let's take you to him live. I see he's approaching the podium. Let's listen in.
Then the police just leave the body at my backyard. Like, what kind of fucking police just leaves the body of a murderer unattended while a medical examiner gets to the scene? This is how more people die in horror movies because the police force keeps employing these morons. After that red punch bath, we get a man from the police station reading off all the victims' names that have been killed.
Killings in the Tri-County area that have been happening recently. We have a list of known people who have been killed. We have Alex Knoll.
The total number comes out to 16, and we're most likely to become the 17th victim. And I've already said this in the upgrade video, where in Best Man, after the dog gets shot brutally by the police, a man comes up in the podium to read out the names of the victims, who are the dev team who made the game.
We have Alex Knoll, Brandon Mach, Cameron Bowen.
Please check that video out, by the way. Which I love when the media does this type of thing with its credits. Knowing that, though, I'm not really sure how true this list of victims really is, since these are just the developers' names. After all that, it is shown that the police mascot is the dog himself. What is going on? He's almost everywhere when it comes to this game. In our family pictures, even in our fucking news broadcast. I'm starting to fear for my life. 3 out of the 7 endings have been found, and I have still no idea how to get the rest. We need to go back into the game and see any clues we have missed. Looking back at the Kid Wizard book, we still haven't discovered all the items that make the book tick, but looking closer at it, one of the items seems to be something that has 666 on it. But the only thing that's close to that is the second annual GGG conference magazine. And when trying it out, it actually worked, taking us to this tech demo area for us to do things in. There are 5 things to do: presentation, whatever the fuck that means, watch commercial, find 8 slices of pizza, dance with the dog, and hit 5 ducks. Pretty fun to do. But if you look at the bookshelf in the living room, you'll see text reading lots of details can be hidden all over, but aren't always easy to get to, with the monkey right next to the text. So this just could be him lying about how hard it is to get to the details. So let's get these challenges done off the list. First is presentation, which you just get immediately when you load into this area. Watch commercial is pretty self-explanatory. Then we have to find 8 slices of pizza, which is located here, 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 and here. Next is dance with the dog, and to do this one, just move from side to side really fast, like you're listening to Octocroid video.
Quick, change the channel.
And finally, just shoot 5 ducks. When completely doing all the tasks, a cat clock spawns with a message.
Hello, little one. 30 years waiting for someone to open a gate, and finally these fools decide to use the void way. These fools. Well, thank you for helping with my rescue. I left you a gift. You can't have it just yet. I'm adding some new hunting modes to your virtual bird hunt and another surprise. But first you must be patient. There are others coming and we must await their arrival. See you on the other side. Home G.
By doing this, we have released the cat into what seems like another game. 3 doors spawn once you complete the challenges. Titles can be seen on the 3 doors with them saying Boneworks, Dead FM, and Machine King. The only door that is open is Dead FM, Gate 2. Now it is pretty obvious that these are games that Stress Level 0 has or going to make, with the cat seemingly have gone to Dead FM. We know that Boneworks is a game that Stress Level 0 has made, but the other 2 haven't even been released or teased on their socials. 2 more things also spawn in. The first one to catch our eye is this poster titled Doom VR reading state-of-the-art physical virtual reality game system. Join everyone in the greatest game ever played. Toss your troubles aside and enter a new realm of virtual possibility. With a comment on the poster reading,
Attention, please take down this textured poster. Need I remind you, this booth is sponsored by Gamut. We cannot have Monogon related advertisements hidden in our game.
Now this is most likely someone higher up not liking the fact that someone from Monogon is promoting one of their games in a Gamagon related game. Monogon is a company from the Boneworks universe. It's weird how something like this is happening, but not too far-fetched to think that game jumping isn't possible, since the cat just did that right now. The other thing that spawned in is just this flyer for the game with the same text. When playing through Duck Season again, there's a chance that your gun can turn golden, just like in the dog's boss fight. But remember that Dragon Hunter ad on the back of the magazine?
Conditions apply. Do not shoot the sun with the golden cartridge.
And when doing so, we get the nuke ending. So shooting the sun with a golden slug nukes the whole place inside the game. The explosion was so big, in fact, that it also explodes the real world, where the only survivor is David. He calls for his mom, dad, the dev team, and when he calls out for names, he starts sounding more tired and scared, to the point that he just curls up into a ball and cries.
I'm alone.
And he's not alone. The dog is the only other survivor from the nuke blast. But instead of doing anything to you, he just curls up with you and hugs you, showing us that this dude does have humanity in him, showing that he's just a man just stuck in a game where he's alone almost all the time, by people constantly shooting him, probably pushed him off the edge and started killing the kids and families. But by killing everyone and making yourself all alone, you can relate to the dog, and he sees that by hugging and embracing you. Then this got me thinking, what if we showed the same kindness he showed us? And when doing that, we get a new ending.
Wrap it up, honey. It's 8 o'clock. Time for bed.
We just needed to not shoot the dog for the whole run. And in doing so, we hear Mom calling us again and we get this ending.
Honey, it's bedtime. Turn it off.
Okay.
We actually get ready for bed, and nothing bad happens, but our mom gives us a hint on how to get the canon ending for players who didn't get this on their first ending.
But you know, I would have shot that annoying dog.
But not before David does a little trolling and goes downstairs to play the biggest Final Fantasy reference I've ever seen. It's 12 a.m. when he's playing this game, and all this game has to offer is this.
There's a city.
It's hard to believe that this is where the great fiesta is held every 1,000 years.
Think the party is still gonna happen?
Probably. There shouldn't be anything to halt it. The king and his sorcerer have been locked away.
Sure. The threat of losing the Super Pinata to magic?
Wait, enough of that. Better get going.
I don't want to be late either.
This game is an F. And then the credits for the game play on the game with lights, confettis, and Mexican music to follow. On our left, there's a bunch of food, a bunch of pizza, grilled cheese, and bananas. But if you notice that the dog is in the game dancing, probably congratulating for not shooting him and not having to kill your mom. But that's only 6 endings. When looking back at the Kid Wizard book, some of the icons on the back of the book have the number 7 on it, meaning that we probably need all 7 endings in order to unlock the full potential of this book. But the game doesn't give you any hints on getting this ending and have no idea on how anyone was supposed to figure this out. My guess is that someone just wanted to play through the game again without shooting the dog and accidentally stumbled onto this ending and started telling everyone. But anyways, in order to get this last ending, we have to go get the fiesta ending all over again. When doing so, the ending plays out normally until the kid gets downstairs.
Something's different. Where's Final Fiesta? What's this?
We find this tape titled It's Me. And no, this isn't a FNAF reference, fuck off. When playing the tape and we get this message from the dog doing some sign language, you, me, baby, me, you, see, me, see. No idea what this means since Stress Level 0 debunked the dog is your father theory. Probably for the best. After watching the tape, we then get transported to the stage you begin in every run, or ending of the game. But now we can walk up onto the stage this time, and everything is just taken down and pulled apart like they're shutting this place down. And what awaits for us is this crank. When cranking it starts to play a piece from Duck Season.
It was you the whole time?
The dog was running this act the whole time and wanting our help moving the credits for some fucking reason. The fuck is going on? We go from him killing us to us killing him and then us getting him killed. He has a bunch of cameras set up in our house, which makes us really all too creepy, proving that this is all fake and our lives weren't real, which really sucks considering what happens to David in the canon ending. But this ending is also a reference to the dog ending in the game Silent Hill 2. A dog was also in control of the whole game the entire time.
When comparing these two endings together, it really goes to show that how scarily similar these two are, where they're both considered as joke endings, but at the same time they laugh at your protagonist's entire existence. Originally what I was going to say is how Silent Hill 2 was the joke ending, while this is the dark and twisted ending. But looking back at the two endings together, it really goes to show that these two are just really interchangeable. Like, they both are basically the same thing.
When finally getting all the endings, we can finally use the Kid Wizard book to its full potential. The first icon that we're going to discover is the computer looking one, which is right all the way behind us. And when hitting it with a trick shot, we are taken to this white void with everything the game has. The props, the games, the models. You can even find a gun, and when entering this room, you can unlock it in your main room.
Okay, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. Is that a fucking gun? Oh shit! It's a motherfucking gun! Woo! Don't worry, Mom. I'll put you out early before that dog does. I'll beat him to it. I'll beat him to it. I'm fucking out of ammo. God. But it doesn't show up in the final stand when you face against the dog, which is ironic since that's literally the last place you don't want to have your pocket rocket at. All right, that's it. I'm fucking coming for that dog, man. That dog's dead. Where are you? Where are you, gun? Where are you, gun? You gotta be shitting me. The gun's... Oh, fuck! I came in prepared, man! Hey, yo, watch your jet! But for now, this room doesn't serve us any purpose at the moment, so we'll just move on to the cat-looking eyes, which, you guessed it, it's the cat clock, which, when using the book on it, now you can only imagine what my reaction to this could be. Can we finally do stuff now? So we appear to be in the cat's realm, one of the two tricksters, and we have the most interesting, welcoming hello I've ever seen, with eyeless cat clocks surrounding us, with one of them having a very small eyes, with it missing its hour hand. We have an hour hand in our hand, and using it on the cat clocks with no eyes, it seems we have to move its hour hand till we get the eyes on the cat clock to show up. And when doing so, the other one with small eyes gets beautiful baby blue eyes. Remember the minute letters 1, 2, 3, 8, B, C, with one of the two flashlights appearing behind the cat clock. Now, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C is usually said when it comes to making secret codes. It says to remember the minute letter hands, meaning that the minute letter hands spell out something. 214, 414, 214, 1194. We got the 4 from the cat clock with the blue eyes because its minute hand is still there pointing at the 4. There's also another note on the cat's eyes stating, light your way to 11, Kid Wizard. But looking at the jump too, there's no 11 p.m. and only skips straight to 12 a.m. But that flashlight means something because 12 a.m. that's when the light appears and the light bulb is shown on the back of the Kid Wizard book. Trying it takes us outside in our backyard with the Ouija board, the same one we were told about in the magazine ads. So it's pretty set in stone that we stole money from our mom. The Ouija board only has the letters A to L, and input stuff like dead gets us you're fine, or kick event actually just crashes your game for some reason. But what we really want to input is the minute numbers we got told to remember. 214, 414, 214, 1194, which when translating to letters comes to bad dad, bad kid. And when inputting that phrase, lightning strikes the Ouija board and we're transported to a room with the sock monkey telling us,
Congratulations, Kid Wizard! You are the chosen one! And now this! You'll be ready to the very end of the game! Original gangster.
But we have been warned about the monkey twice now and how he's a trickster. So we look around and behind the monkey is this book that looks like it's been made out of skin. A Necromonicon, it's called. It's a book that has been on our shelf for the whole game, but it can only be grabbed when you beat the game for like the first or second time. I can't be bothered to remember, for fuck's sake. We can throw the Kid Wizard book at the exit door in front of us and it just closes the game for us. And the Duck Season box doesn't do anything.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
But if we throw the Necronomicon at the door, we get put in the same room, but it's covered in blood. And there lays a card with the words, The Entity. as well as the room, are the words "See you next time" in front of the exit door in the room. Now, this is the part where you're most likely to get stuck and have no idea what to do, since it doesn't really give you much of hints on where to go on from here. We just found a card with the words "The Entity," and we still have 2 missing things that we can use the Kid Wizard book on. So I go back to the computer room and start testing out everything on the book. I ended up finding 2 items, but before I disclose that information, I noticed a black card similar to the one we found in the blood room titled Cursed Game, with a picture of 2 dice landing on 11, the one number we don't have on the clock. I also picked up the card trying to use it on the book, but it does nothing. Fucking useless. The less important one is the dog himself. When hitting the dog with the Kid Wizard book, we're taken to the living room, but the TV is humongous, as well as the VH player, and half of the picture frames are on the couch. Other than getting a better look at the pictures, there's not really a point to this room, but the more important one to discuss is the jack-o'-lantern, and using the book takes us to this zombie shooting minigame where we have to defend ourselves from the zombies coming from in front of us and behind us. Our mom is one of these zombies, and when shooting her, David shouts out at her, and the dog is just here. After about a minute and 22 seconds of shooting zombies, we get picked up by a UFO and taken back to our living room. But that's not it. No. When getting to 4 p.m., a UF cereal box is on the kitchen table behind us and has a lot of things to say. Can you solve the mystery of the key? Put each gate in the box to win the prize. UFOs teleport sweepstake. No purchase necessary. Purchasing this project does not increase your chances of winning a prize. See back for details. By participating in the UFO's serial teleport sweepstake, you agree to submit your soul as a transport vessel for the monkey entity. You value your rights as being in a sub-dimension. In order to win the prize, you must complete the challenges set forth on the back of the box. Each success gate clear will result in a star sticker placed on each cleared gate. When the final puzzle is solved, you will be granted the final prize. Accepting these terms mean you agree the risk associated with teleporting and competing in physical challenges. Teleportation locations may include frights, which some may consider jump scares. Teleporting also increases the odds of a zombie attack. If any correspondence regarding this product, please include the product proof of purchase printed on top of this box. And if you ever think about eating this cereal because it looks good, remember that it has 200% poison, 100% animal bones, and 9,000% cool juice, which the ingredients being colors, radioactive crystals, LSD, plastic yellow number 5, and grounded up clothing. So there's a lot to unpack here. 1, the monkey mostly made this for us. 2, we have to find 8 things that correlate with the pictures. And 3, find out what the monkey's favorite food is. But the thing is, do we even want to mess with this thing, since this is the monkey who made this, one of the tricksters, and really the only one to be doing a little trolling? But that makes sense, since we released the cat into a whole other game. The only clue the box gives us are the times 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. But looking at the 8 boxes really closely, you notice the icons in the boxes represents the video games that David has. Pizza Boy, Final Fiesta, Sinatra, Battle Bros, Desert Boss, Wailing 1842, Ghouls, and Hoover Junkers. But what I'm scared of has also been checked off from us using the ghouls on the box. And the last one to deal with is my favorite food question. Now, what do you think the monkey's favorite food is? That's right, a banana! After getting all the questions checked off, we are still missing 5 items for the box to activate. When loading back into 4 p.m., the UFO box is still behind us, but when looking down, the 2 black cards we found in the entity room and the computer room are here on the floor. And when using the cards on the UFO box, it places golden stars around the pentagram. So there is our 5 missing items, the black cards. But the problem is, where the freak are these cards? But if you remember, we found these cards in places where we needed the Kid Wizard book, which you'd be right to look in those realms. When going to the action figure realm, you'll find the monkey card in the room where you're warned about the cat and the monkey, ironically. In the cat clock realm, you'll find the cat card on the floor in front of you. And the last card being called the Eternal Flame in the flashlight realm where you did the Ouija board. When picking up the last card and going back to 4 p.m., you'll see all the cards spread out for you to use on the floor. And when throwing the cards onto the cereal box, the box starts shooting lightning from it, and now seeing that you're probably thinking about using the Kid Wizard book, but no, wait, what you're actually supposed to throw is a Necronomic, or whatever the fuck it's called, at the box to... We're transported to this void with 2 pictures. The first one is a man in the basement working on what seems to be a whole different virtual world or dimension, with the globe-like thing from the picture being right in front of us, with the chat log between 2 people reading,
So this is how Gammon is accessing the Voidway. Seems kind of dangerous since they aren't securing the pathways. Could lead to actual material extraction.
No, worse than us. At least they aren't piping the Voidway in directly into people's cerebral cortex.
Consequences here are insane. You have to realize just how big of an impact this could have if anyone manages to bridge the device.
Of course they have. We would do the same. It was obvious they were entering. I can't think of any private companies besides maybe Saberlight that have crossed in.
Careful, they could be reading this comm. They have opened Pandora's box. If they have figured out serial item duping, it is possible to extract even our secure channels.
This table won't cut it. But if they manage to get here with the headset, Gammon could route through Boneworks into Myth. I'll patch it in now.
By the look of the text are two engineers from the AI company Monogon Industries.
And if I remember correctly, that is sent in the Boneworks universe.
It seems that the two engineers have found a way to access a place called the Voidway. A dangerous place that shouldn't really be messed with since it's where evil demonic spirits reside. By the chat logs, it seems that Gamagon has already found a way to the Voidway, but in a little bit more safer way since we actually know how they did it. The Gamagon game station, which transfers the consciousness of the player into the game. Duck season. Proof of this is in the Stuck in Forever ending, where you let the dog break the TV and escapes into the real world and turns off the TV, most likely to kill David, our body. We can see the sun rising while the credits roll, and after a while, we see the TV turn on and see another boy ready to play, but we hear this.
Huh? Who are you?
He grew up to become a young adult. It would have been at least 7 years of David being stuck in the Duck Season game that was literally a set that was built from the ground up with the exit door and everything. The orb that is in front of us has the Gamagon logo as well, but the way the engineers are going about it is by piping the Voidway directly into people's cerebral cortex, which is the out layer of the brain made up of gray matter. There's also a door with the words "Keep Out" with a skull and an X on it. The same door we saw in the GGG conference room for the game Boneworks. You could actually see this door in the game, and the doorknob has been replaced with David's baseball. And the other company that has someone access to the Voidway is Saberlight, a company based in the Machine King universe, which is across from us in the room. A game also being developed by Stress Level Zero, which we know very little about. Looking at the teasers that we have in this room for the game, it also seems like another VR horror game, where machines and robots are the enemy. The phrase Hall of the Machine King, being a phrase of the song Hall of the Mountain King, can be found underneath the image of what looks like our protagonist up against a towering, frightening machine that we're most likely going to fight. There's also a door we saw again from the GGG conference room with its title being there. But there are words written on the floor in front of the door saying, "See you next time." The same phrase we saw into Entity Room. Now you may be wondering if there's any more we can discover. And to that I say, not really. This is where everything stops. This is what it all leads up to. 2 more teasers to this massive ARG that we have no clue if it's gonna get concluded. Because so far, we still need Dead FM and Machine King to finish this ARG that has been built up by Stress Level Zero. But looking on their socials, again, no teasers or anything for this game other than in this game itself has been shown off about the game. This is where we end for now for this game, in hopes to see Stress Level Zero still continues to make their ARG. ARG, fuck me. And that is all of Duck Season. A beautiful VR horror game, which I recommend you playing in VR instead of the PC version, since it is such a better experience in VR. If you notice, I've actually used footage from the VR version for some parts because it just feels so much better and more fluent. So I would really recommend if you have a VR system. And I just want to thank everyone who helped out with working on this. Whelps, which we finally got on a project. Thank the Lord for Whelps. Oh man, God love that man. He is such a funny dude to hang out with and everything. It's so good. And everyone else who also helped out. Like, it was so bizarre. Like, I've been trying to finish this project for like the life of me, and this took so long. You're most likely seeing this at the end of April. I've been working on this since like the beginning of March. Like, it's been that long since I've been working on this project. Like, holy shit. It is so bizarre to finally see it come out and everything. It's like, Jesus. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I do. I'm definitely going to take a big break to edit on all the smaller videos with my editor and all that, because holy shit, this video took way longer than it needed to be. And yeah, I hope you all have a good Easter. Had a good Easter. We already had celebrated Ishmael's birthday, which it was beautiful. I gave him this shitpost shirt, and I hope you all find this funny. I do this with all my friends. And yeah, hope to see you next time when I do something like this. Bye-bye.